Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. He has stepped away for a moment and will return. We are live tonight for the first time in a few days with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified division. They're here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. 7 cars. It looks like 8 cars will be with us here tonight. You'll see those times on the left-hand side of the screen. So far, James Murphy at the top of the board with a 13:56. Matt Pridgeon right behind him at a 13:65 as the practice session is coming to a close. Here, we're going to roll right into qualifying. We'll take a look at some of these drivers as they begin their qualifying efforts. 3 minutes on the clock, so a little bit shorter of a time here for these drivers. Let's take a look at Mr. Matt Pridgeon as he heads out onto the racetrack now to begin his qualifying run. Across the line to start lap number 1, Donnie Battius, Tyler Bickford, Mason Setting all on the racetrack now as well. Lap 1 for Matt Pridgeon is going to go at 13:72, so far quickest. Battius and Setting across the line at an 80 and an 82. Jared Murphy, Tyler Bickford also out there. Lap 2 for Matt, a little slower at a 13:86. Jared Murphy on the racetrack now as well, just came across the line at a 14:10. See what he does here on lap number 2. See if he picks up, and he does nicely. A 13:75 goes P2 so far. Derek Darnell and the 86 machines heading out to start his first lap. James Murphy also heading onto the racetrack. See what Derek does on lap number 1. Across the line, lap 1, P5 at a 13:98. AJ Hunsinger also out on the racetrack. James Murphy to the top of the board with a 13:69. Lap 2 for Derek. Does pick up to a 13:78. Let's see if James picks up here on his second lap. He crosses the line. And he does by a 10th, 13:59. Last car to qualify, AJ Hunsinger, as he crosses the stripe for lap 1. He turns a 13:61 on lap number 1, right up to P2. Lap 2 now in the books for AJ, just a tick slower, so he's going to get credited with second quick here tonight. Folks, welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Always good to have you. If you're watching here tonight, let us know who you're rooting for and tell us how you've been since the last time we've been on the air. Tim, are you back?
I am. I didn't want to interrupt the qualifying session.
It's all good. Just happy to be back up broadcasting here as the practice session is going to come to a close. James Murphy is going to be tonight's fast qualifier with a lap time of 13:59. So congrats to James on setting quick time here tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is nice to be back. It's been quite some time. It's been like three weeks. I know you say 9 days, but it feels like it's been 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah, it sure does. It feels like it's been longer, but it hasn't been super long, as we're going to have 2 heat races here tonight, 4 drivers in each heat. Pardon me. Row 1 in this first heat is going to be James Murphy and Matt Pridgeon. Row 2 is going to have Derek Darnell and Mason Setting. As the lights go out on the pace truck here, our first heat going to have be 8 laps of distance. All these drivers just getting in a little bit of warm up for the feature. Everybody's going to make it, so no issues there. Pace truck peels off. Green flag goes in the air. And my timing and scoring is not wanting to work. James Murphy's going to lead the charge down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Matt Bridgen's going to be in second. Mason Setting all the way up to the outside there, trying to make something happen. Derek Darnell going to be committed to the bottom, and Mason's running the highest of anybody so far. James Murphy committed down low. Matt Bridgen's following him through on the bottom. There's single file. Derek Darnell is working the inside underneath Mason Setting. They're fighting hard for third. They come to the stripe, just 5 laps to go. After the seat race, I will reload the timing and scoring on the left-hand side of the screen because I know it's not showing correctly. 4 laps down and 4 to go for James Murphy. Just setting his pace. Matt Bridgen seems to be happy riding right behind him. Now they've switched up. Mason Settings on the bottom. Derek Darnell is up closer to the outside wall. Is they're still side by side here, Tim?
Yeah, it's quite racy back here, but I was just looking at James Murphy. Pretty unique line in turn 1 and 2. He makes that turn extremely long, very slow, getting down to the bottom in turn 1, but he hits the apex extremely late, and it's working.
Tell you what, Matt Bridgen's been able to get right to his rear bumper as they round out a turn 4 for the last time in this first heat. James Murphy's going to win. Matt Bridgen's right behind him in second. Mason Setting is going to come in third, and Derek Darnell fourth here in heat number 1. Now let's see if I can get my timing and scoring reloaded here for you guys, as heat 2 is gridding up right now. Grid of the second heat is going to have AJ Hunsinger and Jared Murphy on row number 1, and Donnie Battiest and Tyler Bickford on row 2. There we go. That looks a lot better. Jaden Rager, we see that you're interested in the league. We can I can certainly reach out to you on Discord. I know you're in a couple of the other leagues. To get you in contact with these guys, they got a Discord and everything, and we can get you set up. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Pace truck's going to peel off. We're ready to go here in heat 2. AJ steps on the gas and makes a little contact with Jared Murphy, but they continue all right, side by side. Donnie Battiest looking underneath Jared out of turn number 2. AJ's going to try to pull away from this battle as he works out of turn 4 to complete lap number 1. Tyler Bickford trying to work the middle, maybe dropping it down low here as Jared Murphy's going to power through the middle of the racetrack around Donnie Battiest. Battiest moving up to try to follow him through. And Bickford's going to hug the inside, try to work around Donnie for the 3rd position. I'll tell you, so far, AJ has not been able to run away. Jared has reeled him right in. As they work into turn 3, Jared's been running about a lane or so higher than AJ has. Tyler Bickford blinking just a little bit here in 3rd. Battiest still committing to the middle line, trying to make something happen there. I'll tell you, AJ's been smooth down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Hasn't made any mistakes, so Jared has not had any opportunities to get around him. Just 2 laps to go. White flag going in the air now for AJ. And will he hold off Jared down the back straightaway and into turn 3? Jared's going to let that car wind up around the outside. Checkered flag in the air. A.J. Hunsinger off the bottom. Going to take the checkered flag here in Heat 2. Jared Murphy second. Donnie Battius third. And Tyler Bickford's going to be in fourth here to round out our heat racing action here tonight from Limaland. All right. No warm-up needed for these guys, as they are going to roll right in to feature action here tonight. Row number 1 is going to be James Murphy and A.J. Hunsinger. Row 2 is going to be Matt Pridgeon and Jared Murphy. Row 3 is going to be Mason Setting and Donnie Battius. Row 4 is going to be Derek Darnell and Tyler Bickford. All right. It looks like about everybody has gridded up here. 8 cars, 40 laps the distance here tonight. And this is race number 3 of the current season for the League of Outlaws and their IMCA style modified division. Absolutely, Jaden. I'll do that for you.
Well, it's that time. Before we take the green, who do you have your eye on?
I'm going to be watching the 14 of Matt Pridgeon here in this feature. How about you, Tim?
I think my one to watch is going to be that number 31 machine, A.J. Hunsinger.
All right. 2 pretty good picks. James Murphy steps on the gas. Green flag goes in the air. We're ready to rock and roll from Limaland here. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3. James out to the early advantage. Matt Pridgeon and A.J. Hunsinger side by side. Jared Murphy, Mason Setting also side by side. Pridgeon might have the advantage on the bottom out of turn 2 and does. He makes that pass for second. AJ's under fire right away from Jared Murphy and Mason Setting as they go down the front straightaway. But AJ fighting back hard on the inside. They're going to be side by side into 3 and 4. And Matt's going to have the run around the middle. Look just ahead. James Murphy's also moved up off of the bottom line. He's more towards the middle. Donnie Battius towards the rear here. Had a bit of an issue in 1 and 2. He was able to gather it back in.
Wow.
But battling hard for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. Now Jared is getting a bit of a run around the outside of AJ as they work through 3 and 4.
It's a very long feature. I wonder how long those tires are going to last. The higher these guys go up. Is AJ going to be able to prevail later in this run while using the bottom?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to find out. I would think if you're working the bottom, you're probably taking more care of your tires. Be careful. Mason Setting gets into A.J. Hunsinger there. Got to be watchful of that. He just got into turn 3 a little bit harder than A.J. did. But single file throughout the field up to this point. I think everybody's settling in here. There's still a long way to go, and I think everybody's got tire saving in mind here. Derek Darnell currently in 6th. Donnie Battius in 7th. Tyler Bickford working the bottom. Still blinking just a little bit. Back there in 8th. Tell you what, lap times have all been really close. Last time around, Matt Pridgeon was the quickest car on the racetrack, as he almost is to the rear bumper of James Murphy here. I'll tell you, we got to go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Mason's to the inside, trying to work around AJ using that bottom. AJ just washes up, able to stay side by side.
Yeah, Mason's been working the inside. Almost was able to complete that pass. Not quite. AJ with the run around the middle. They're still battling hard. Just a little bit of contact between the two. I'll tell you, Derek Darnell is working the outside. He's trying to make it a 3-car battle here for the 4th spot. Oh, be careful. More contact between the 86 and the 31 there. But they keep going. Jared Murphy moving up, trying to move up to the cushion as well. All of a sudden, battles happening around the racetrack. Matt Pridgeon is to the rear bumper of James Murphy. We'll see if he tries to make any move for the race lead. Mason Setting has moved around AJ Hunsinger. Darnell on the cushion. He is to the right rear of AJ. Well, at least he was through 1 and 2. Kind of had a bobble up on the cushion. There, and gathers that race car back in. What'd you see, Tim?
It just sounded like someone was in the wall. I didn't catch who, but Derek Darnell all the way around the outside trying to complete the pass on AJ.
Absolutely. He's been up there. I just wonder if he's hurting his tire at all, running as hard as he is around the outside. I guess we're going to find out as we are halfway now in this feature. Oh, AJ, a little bit of a bobble on the bottom, has to move up the racetrack right in front of Derek. Quick check back up with the leader. Still the same, James Murphy, Matt Pridgeon 1 and 2, Jared Murphy in 3rd, Mason Setting in 4th. Now
James made hard contact to the wall in 1 and 2, allowing Pridgeon to close the gap again.
Pridgeon has not giving any breathing room to James. James has had to be on his toes so far. Up to this point. Derek Darnell has not given up on trying to complete that pass on AJ Hunsinger for a top 5 spot. Now James starting to put a little bit of a gap between himself and Matt Pridgeon. The past couple of laps he's been just a touch quicker, as the advantage is getting close to 0.6 of a second between him and Matt. Now with just 13 laps remaining. Jared Murphy comfortably in 3rd. Mason Setting 4th. AJ with a little bit of breathing room. Uh-oh, he makes contact with the left rear of Mason Setting.
Bye.
Donnie Badius working the inside. He's right up in the mix now. And up front, James Murphy has now doubled his advantage. It's up to, well, around about 1.3 seconds now, as he comes to 10 laps to go. And I tell you, Matt's got to be careful because Jared is closing in on him for 2nd. And it's just a dogfight back here for the 4th position. Mason Setting, Donnie Badius, AJ Hunsinger, Derek Darnell, all together. Gap slowly inching a little bit bigger. Here between 1 and 2. AJ Hunsinger maybe going to complete the pass on Mason Setting for the 4th position. He's working around the cushion. There's now just 6 laps to go.
Donnie also around the outside, looks to the inside of AJ. AJ's in the wall, just 3 wide, kinda, going into 3.
Yeah, Donnie with the advantage now. He moves up into 4th. He says, thank you very much, guys. You guys raced pretty hard. I saved a little bit of my tires. He moves right into the 4th place position. Back up front, James crosses the line with almost a 2-second advantage back to Matt Bridgen as he is slowly falling into the clutches of Jared Murphy. But AJ's not giving up. He's right back to Donnie out of turn 4 here. Oh, AJ in the wall and getting into one is that's going to open the door for Mason to challenge him on the inside once more. Up front with James, he's moved all the way up to the cushion. He comes out of turn 4, white flag in the air just one more time around for James Murphy. Down the back straightaway. Nice and smooth in through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. James Murphy wins here tonight at Limaland. Matt Pridgen's going to be 2nd. 3rd's going to go to Jared Murphy. We'll talk to those 3 in just a moment. Donnie Battius across the line in 4th. 5th to AJ Hunsinger. 6th to Mason Setting. 7th to Derek Darnell. And 8th to Tyler Bickford. Before we talk to our top 3 here, we're going to get a word from our sponsors, and we will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. We're going to talk to our top 3 here tonight. We're going to start off talking to Mr. Jared Murphy. Hey, Jared, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You bring that machine home in 3rd tonight, up 1 spot from your starting position there. And tell us a little bit about your run. It looks like Matt and James kind of jumped out to the early advantage and distanced themselves from everybody just a bit.
Yeah, we tried a little something different on the setup for this week to start some testing. I just hadn't had enough practice in it. I qualified mid-pack, and I got lucky at the beginning to get past AJ there and kind of just rode around waiting for a caution that never came.
Yeah, I was surprised. Green flag for 40 laps here. That doesn't happen too often, does it?
No, it's caution I know is more exciting, but I like going green like that. It puts it more in the driver's hand.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Tim, you have anything to ask Jared?
No, that's everything.
Oh.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank y'all for the broadcasting, the League of Outlaws for all their work on the setups, AJ Hunsinger for the rap, and Talking Dirt.
All right, Jared. Well, appreciate you getting a word in here with us tonight, and let you celebrate that 3rd place finish.
Thank y'all.
Absolutely. All right, good finish for Jared here tonight. Now we'll move on and talk to Mr. Matt Bridgen. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. Fantastic run for you here tonight. I saw, most of the feature you were able to hold pretty steady with James as you were right on his rear bumper, and as the laps kind of ticked away, was the tires hurting you a little bit there towards the end?
Well, there was around lap 30. I got into the wall pretty hard in 3 and 4. I was going to try to the very top and try to get on the cushion, but I misjudged where I was and pretty much creamed the wall. And after that, my tires did fall off pretty significantly. So it's a little tougher to try to keep up with them.
Yeah, absolutely. But nonetheless, a solid run for you here tonight at Limaland. Tim, you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, if you ran that bottom, do you think you could have saved enough tire and then maybe moved up a little bit later and maybe give James a run for his money?
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. That's a decision you have to make as a driver, and I just wanted to try to stay on him as much as I could, because if he had made a mistake, he got in the wall a couple of times. I thought I was going to get around him, but he was able to come off of it. So I was just mainly thinking about track position.
All right. Well, Matt, before we let you go, who would you like to thank here tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this race. My girlfriend at home, she's watching. My friend, he sponsors this car and the real life car, Ryan Williams with Talking Dirt on Facebook. I'd like to thank AJ for running this series, and it's been a fun one, and James and Jared for making these setups. They kind of try to replicate it off the IMCA 602 modifieds, and they do a pretty good job at make it handle like one.
All right, Matt. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. We'll let you celebrate it.
Sir.
All right, now we'll get to talk with our race winner here tonight, James Murphy. Hey, James, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, dominant performance here tonight at Limaland, leading all the laps and just took care of your stuff. Was there any moment there that you thought Matt had anything for you?
Yeah, I was looking down at my relative and seeing he was keeping it close, and he kind of bumped me one time, let me know he was there. But I figured if I just hit my lines, it would have been hard for him to pass me on these wide. It's such a fast pace with this setup, so I mean, I knew there wasn't gonna be much passing.
Yeah, absolutely. Holding your own there. And Matt got in the wall there. He was telling us we were watching a couple other battles on the racetrack, and you were just able to kind of keep running smooth and pull away there towards the end.
And just kept hitting my marks and make sure I didn't hit the wall. That's the biggest. The wall seems to suck you in here, so and it causes a lot of damage when you hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple other drivers were struggling with the wall just a bit tonight as well. Tim, you have anything to ask James?
Yeah, at any point when you got into the wall, were you at all worried about it? And then also, you moved up a bit early. I thought you moved up a bit early. Uh, do you think that had any effect on your tires?
No, we did some adjusting with the tire and tire wear, so it's not so much tire wear now. But and I kept tapping the wall, but I knew I wasn't hitting it hard enough to bring the car around. Just kind of hit it, and I knew I was gonna hit it, so I went ahead and prepared for it. So and I never hit the front end of the car, so we were still good.
Absolutely, James. Before we let you go tonight, who would you like to thank?
I want to thank y'all for broadcasting and leave Outlaws for everything they do, and AJ Hunsinger with the rap and Talking Dirt.
All right. Well, congratulations once again on the win here at Limaland, and we'll let you celebrate it.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That was race winner James Murphy here tonight. All right. Well, as we begin to wrap things up here from Limaland with the League of Outlaws, any closing thoughts tonight from you, Tim?
Yeah, there's a few. I will say this: I never realized uh how different the two turns are turn 1 and 2 and turn 3 and 4. It's kind of a symmetrical track in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but it seems like 3 and 4 is extremely wide. Like the wall is deeper on that side of the track than it is in 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is just a little bit, and the drivers were trying to take advantage of running down low early where the grip was, and they kind of moved up towards the wall towards the end of the run there and put on some fantastic racing for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. And we always appreciate each and every league that is partnered with us and doing the broadcasts. And gonna be looking at the schedule upcoming for us. We are not going to be live again until next Sunday night when we broadcast the next event for the League of Outlaws and their IMCA style modified divisions. So look for us live next Sunday night here on the channel. And as always, thanks to them and our partner Premier Racing Setups. If you're looking for a setup, don't hesitate to reach out to them and use our code Buckeye15 for 15% off. And that's going to do it for us here tonight from Limaland. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.